Namaskar, a warm welcome to World News and Indian Perspective on All India Radio. This is Renuka and with me is Ramya, bringing glimpses of the major developments of the day from across the globe. Over the next half an hour, we shall bring you the latest from the world of politics, economy, sports, entertainment and more. The headlines. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi participates in Deepavali Deepotsav at Ayodhya. Says Ayodhya is reflection of our culture and showcases India's might. Prime Minister says Lord Ram is the symbol of Indian spirit which believes our rights are self-evident by our duties. India beat arch rival Pakistan by 4 wickets in a nail-biting finish in World Cup T20 at Melbourne. Home Minister, Defence Minister and Sports Minister congratulate the team. ISRO successfully launches LV-M3-M2, the first dedicated commercial mission to place all 36 satellites into intended orbits. Rishi Sunak confirms to run for next Prime Minister of Britain. Russian fighter plane crashes in Irkutsk, Siberia. Crew dies. And now the news in detail. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called upon the people to learn from the ideals of Lord Shri Ram. Addressing a gathering at Ram Katha Park at Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh, after he said that Lord Shri Ram is called Maryada Purushottam and Maryada teaches us to have respect for others and also to give respect. The Prime Minister is in Ayodhya to take part in Deepavali Deepotsav celebrations. He said Lord Ram is the symbol of Indian spirit which believes our rights are self-evident by our duties.
राम भारत की उस भावना के प्रतीक है जो मानती है कि हमारे अधिकार हमारे कर्तव्यों से स्वयं सिद्ध हो जाते हैं। इसलिए हमें कर्तव्यों के प्रति समर्पित होने की जरूरत है। और संयोग देखिए, हमारे संविधान की जिस मूल प्रति पर भगवान राम, माँ सीता और लक्ष्मण जी का चित्र अंकित है, संविधान का वो पृष्ठ भी मौलिक अधिकारों की बात करता है।
The Prime Minister said Deepavali this year is being celebrated at a time when the country has completed 75 years of independence and countrymen are celebrating Amrit Mahotsav of independence.
आजादी के इस अमृत काल में भगवान राम जैसी संकल्प शक्ति देश को नई ऊंचाई पर ले जाएगी। भगवान राम ने अपने वचन में, अपने विचारों में, अपने शासन में, अपने प्रशासन में जिन मूल्यों को घड़ा वो सबका साथ, सबका विकास की प्रेरणा है और सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास का आधार भी है।
Underlining the developmental projects being carried out at Ayodhya, Prime Minister said that the government was focusing on the overall development of the country. Mr. Modi said that we have learned from Kartavya Bal by Lord Shri Ram and have come up with the Kartavya Path to honor his governance.
बीते 8 वर्षों में देश ने हिंद भावना की इन बेड़ियों को तोड़ा है। हमने भारत के तीर्थों के विकास की एक समग्र सोच को सामने रखा है। हमने राम मंदिर और काशी विश्वनाथ धाम से लेकर केदारनाथ और महाकाल महालोक तक घनघोर उपेक्षा के शिकार हमारी आस्था के स्थानों के गौरव को पुनर्जीवित किया है। एक समग्र प्रयास कैसे समग्र विकास का जरिया बन जाता है, आज देश इसका साक्षी है।
Mr. Modi said that Lord Shri Ram was the inspiration behind his governance slogan of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. This is Prime Minister Modi's first visit to Ayodhya after the Bhumi Pujan for the construction of Ram Temple in 2020. Prime Minister also performed the Rajyabhishek of symbolic Bhagwan Shri Ram and witnessed Aarti at New Ghat, Saryu River, which was followed by the lighting of a grand Deepotsav.
जब श्री राम का अभिषेक होता है तो हमारे भीतर भगवान राम के आदर्श और मूल्य और दृढ़ हो जाते हैं। राम के अभिषेक के साथ ही उनका दिखाया पथ और प्रदीप्त हो उठता है। अयोध्या जी तो रज रज में, कण कण में उनका दर्शन समाहित है।
Deepotsav is being held for the 6th consecutive year with its scale increasing every year. More from our correspondent.
Thousands of devotees, general public and dignitaries are witnessing the spectacular event of the Posh Show in which lakhs of diyas are illuminated on the bank of river Saryu at Ram Ki Paidi in Ayodhya. All temples, even those in narrow lane and by-lane of Ayodhya, are decorated and illuminated on the occasion. 32 others ghats in Ayodhya are also being illuminated with diyas. The Ayodhya administration and Uttar Pradesh Tourism Department have mobilized more than 22,000 volunteers for task of lighting diyas. Dilip Shukla, AIR News, Ayodhya.
Earlier, Prime Minister Modi offered prayers to Ram Lala Virajman at Sri Ram Janmabhoomi. He lit an earthen lamp there and performed aarti. He was also briefed about ongoing construction for a grand Ram temple at the site. In the T20 World Cup, India beat its arch-rival Pakistan by 4 wickets at Melbourne Cricket Ground in Australia in a nail-biting finish. India reached the target of 160 runs on the last ball of the match after the loss of 6 wickets. King Kohli's swashbuckling knock of 82 off 53 balls helped India to register an emphatic win. It was R. Ashwin who hit the winning stroke. Earlier, India won the toss and opted to field. For India, both Arshdeep Singh and Hardik Pandya took 3 wickets each. A report from our sports desk.
Virat Kohli once again proved why he is one of the best chasers in cricket when he powered India to an incredible 4-wicket victory over Pakistan in a thrilling match in front of over 90,000 fans. When the chips were down, Kohli staged a match-winning knock of 82 off just 52 balls to guide India to a last ball finish. Speaking after being adjudged man of the match, Kohli said he himself was overwhelmed by his performance.
Well, it's a surreal atmosphere. I honestly have no words. I have no idea how that happened. Hardik kept telling me, just believe we can do it, stay till the end. Honestly, I'm lost for words.
India suffered early blows in its innings after losing 4 wickets, but then Kohli and Pandya stepped in. They helped the team bounce back and put the pressure back on the bowlers. Especially Kohli unveiled a flurry of strokes which included flashing cover drives, front-footed hooks and pulls which put formidable Pak bowling attack out of the gear. Needless to say that today's encounter at Melbourne Cricket Ground will be remembered as a comeback match of King Kohli. With Prityush Ghosh, Tripti Srivastav, Sports Desk.
Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur have congratulated the Indian cricket team for its victory over Pakistan. Mr. Shah called it a perfect way to start the T20 World Cup. He lauded Virat Kohli's performance. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh praised the phenomenal effort by Team India against Pakistan. He said Virat Kohli played one of the finest innings of his life. He added that this victory has delighted all Indian cricket fans around the world. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur said, on the eve of Deepavali, the win of Indian cricket team is a gift to the nation where every house is illuminated with a lamp of victory. He lauded the performance of Virat Kohli. Mr. Thakur added that Team India's World Cup campaign has begun with a brilliant win. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated Indian Space Research Organisation, New Space India Limited and InSpace on the successful launch of the heaviest launch vehicle LV-M3 with 36 OneWeb satellites meant for global connectivity. In a tweet on Sunday, Mr. Modi said LV-M3 has exemplified self-reliance and enhanced the country's competitive edge in the global commercial launch service market. In today's Hotspot section, we bring you a discussion on lifestyle for environment. In conversation are Dr. Shrikant K. Panigrahi, Director General of the Indian Institute of Sustainable Development, and Sanjeev Jha, journalist.
Prime Minister had launched Mission Life and said that climate change goes beyond just policy making, and this Mission Life will make the fight against climate change more democratic, in which everyone can contribute, and it will make us all trustees of the environment. Dr. Panigrahi, what do you think is the main purpose when Prime Minister says that the fight against climate change has to be democratic and everyone has to contribute into it? What does he mean by that?
Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a great visionary. According to him, in eastern part of the world, particularly in Asia and especially in India, we are very particular about our culture, our value system and ethical matters. Individually, each of the citizens of this country are very, very particular about their own lifestyle. Normally, it has been taught in our religious scripts, in our daily day-to-day life, and we are very familiar to conserve energy, to respect the nature, and don't waste anything which is not required. And we have learned how to survive with minimal things, instead of adopting a higher wasteful consumerism culture like that of in West. So Prime Minister Modi emphasizes through life mission that whole world, all the global citizens at this crisis of climate change should be very particular and they should be very serious about their consumption pattern and take care of the resources of the planet and take care of the people, and environment doesn't obey the country boundaries. So anything on environment, climate change is global in nature. So we need to behave properly. We need to adopt climate-friendly lifestyle. So keeping that in mind, Honorable Prime Minister for about a year is pressing again and again about life. And he is giving the message, it is not the Indians, not the Asians, but the entire world. We should be very particular to adopt a climate-friendly lifestyle which will not be responsible for emitting high greenhouse gases rather than minimal greenhouse gases and have the world a better place to live in.
Absolutely. The Prime Minister emphasized that the mission life connects to the power of the people for the protection of this earth and teaches them to utilize it in a better way. And he also said the mission life will inspire us to do all that can be done in our everyday life to protect the environment. And that means we will be able to make necessary changes in our lifestyle. And he gave examples of adoption of LED bulbs in India for reducing electricity bills and protecting the environment. So that kind of thing has led to massive savings and environmental benefits. And that is what is recurring, the permanent benefit, the Prime Minister said. Dr. Panigrahi, we have seen in last 8 years, the Prime Minister Modi has initiated many green initiatives. How this movement will make P3 model more effective, pro-planet people, mission life? The Prime Minister spoke about P3 model. So this movement, when it catches, how will it be more effective?
It will be more effective by Jan Andolan, by means of people's participation. That is the key. Unless each of the global citizens are not owning the globe, not owning the planet cannot be rectified. Now the global temperature has increased 1.15 degrees centigrade, much more than an average normal human being can tolerate. That has amounted loss of more than 35% of the biodiversity in terms of plants and animals' life. That has reflected in Red Book of IUCN. The ocean currents has changed their path. The cold currents has become hot currents. The air pressure belts have changed. The hot airs are not blowing from the direction it used to blow. Monsoon pattern has changed. Agricultural productivity has drastically gone down. Natural calamities has increased abnormally. So we are going through a climate emergency where we need very aggressive climate action. Aggressive climate action needs to be done by all the stakeholders. But unless every citizen of the planet doesn't become serious and think that it is they collectively as well as individually, they will be very serious to guard their own lifestyle pattern, and the emissions that is being thrown away to the sky could be minimized, and to choose the alternative route of sustainable living without unnecessary leading a wasteful consumption. These small lifestyle habits which are taught by our grandmother, how to behave decently and take care of the planet, to worship sun, to worship trees. That value system the entire planet needs to learn from Indians, and Indians also need to rethink and define their lifestyle if they are unknowingly adopting Western culture.
Prime Minister yesterday said that India has had a tradition of worshipping nature for thousands of years. The Vedas precisely mention the importance of elements of nature like earth, land, fire and water. And Prime Minister rightly quoted Athar Ved and recited Mata Bhumiya Putrabho Prithivya, that is, the earth is our mother and we are her children. So in our culture, in our civilization, value for nature, protecting the environment is already inbuilt. But since India has taken the lead in launching this Mission Life, and it has been hugely appreciated by the world leaders, and Prime Minister's vision of making it a democratic movement, how do you think the West will react to it? Because in India, in any case, our carbon emission is very, very less, about 1.5 tons compared to the world average of 4 tons per year. But India, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, is working at the forefront to solve global problems like climate change. How do you think people around the world will accept it?
Very powerful question. Indians normally lead a sustainable lifestyle and climate-friendly lifestyle, which is a part of our culture, as you told. Over years, which Honorable Prime Minister highlighted at Gandhinagar, Mahatma Mandir, where Honorable Secretary General of United Nations was also presented. The West knows what is correct, what is wrong. This is the high time, all of us, without any difference between West and East, because we are going through a crisis. Planet is only home that all of us live in. If planet is not there, we are not there. So we have to make our home ready for survival, which is in the path of rapid deterioration and extinction. Our ecosystems are broken. There is no interrelations and cohesiveness among the ecosystems, which not used to be a case few decades ago. The Western countries know it very well, but they need to practice it. So if each individuals are serious about their lifestyle habits and mindful about the greenhouse gas they are emitting or their personal carbon footprint per day and how they can reduce by adopting climate-friendly lifestyle, unless they are mindful, planet cannot be protected. Normally, it is human tendency. If I am not doing it, some else will do. Let others do, then I will start. But this is high time that will no more work. All of us to come together at the point of crisis and do the best that is most desirable for the protection of the planet, hence protection of us.
Prime Minister Modi has been leading the front. He launched the global campaign of One Sun, One World, One Creed. And Prime Minister said that he wants to increase the partnership with the world even more while strengthening its resolve towards such goals. We also saw that India is giving a lot of trust on the alternative energy sources. And today India is ranked 4th in the wind energy and 5th in solar energy. And India's renewable energy capacity has increased by around 300% in the last few years. And most important part and most sense of achievement is that the target of achieving 40% of the electric capacity from non-fossil fuel sources has been achieved 9 years ahead of the deadline. And we had also planned to put 10% ethanol blending in petrol, and that has also been done much before the deadline. So all these activities which we see clearly shows India is serious about tackling the climate change. India has also launched the National Hydrogen Mission, and that has really moved an environment-friendly energy source. And when India committed net zero in last climate change summit, COP26 in Scotland, you think in this era when everybody is talking about climate change, there's an energy crisis, there's a cost of living crisis, all this, the importance of these initiatives launched by India will get resonance in the Western world?
Yes, I was with Honorable Prime Minister in Glasgow at the time of launching Panchamrut, which we have drafted in the interest of the nation. India's vision as a world climate leader, world leader in environment and sustainability, India's basic principle is we are, although not part of the problem, but we would like to lead and want to be the leader in finding solution for the planet's recovery, for planet's health and planet's survival. And this has become our mantra. We are doing a great in renewable energy portfolio. In wind energy, in solar energy, we have proved our credentials and very aggressively, geometrically, the growth is taking place in installation of solar plants, which are historic and beyond question. In addition, the green hydrogen mission is also taking gigantic leaps and many projects are in the pipeline. I being a part of the missions, we all are very active and pushing the mission of the Honorable Prime Minister. And in Panchamrut, India has very aggressively committed to the world that by 2030, 50% of our total energy basket will come from non-fossil route. Non-fossil route is hydrogen, non-green hydrogen, solar, wind, all kinds of renewable, small hydro energy, in fact, biomass, biogas, as well as the nuclear energy that also is climate friendly. So all these energy basket that India assures to the world, we will achieve 50%. Which is not an ordinary commitment. It's a very aggressive commitment. In addition, Prime Minister also declared 3 billion ton of carbon sequestration by increasing forest cover and land use change in agriculture and forestry. India is going to have massive plantation by creating sinks and where carbon dioxide and all other 6 greenhouse gases will be observed by the trees in their body, and India will be one of the highest carbon sequestering country in the world. That we have committed for 2030. So this kind of aggressive commitment India has made, although per capita emission is abnormally low, and India has told loudly, India is not the part of the problem, but India is the leader in showing the direction and delivering solution to the planet.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Sanjay.
This is All India Radio giving you the world news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Welcome back to World News. Ayush Minister Sarbanand Sonowal has stressed on the need to promote awareness among people about the ability, strength and power of the Indian traditional system of medicines. Speaking at the celebration of the 7th Ayurveda Day in New Delhi on Sunday, Mr. Sonowal said this traditional system not only prevents diseases but also preserves and promotes the health of human beings. Mr. Sonowal said the countrymen should understand the power of Indian traditional system of medicines, which is in practice for thousands of years. He said this will also help the country in becoming self-reliant. Mr. Sonowal added that with the support of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the Ayush sector has found a unique position globally. Rishi Sunak has confirmed that he will compete for the post of UK's Prime Minister to replace Liz Truss. Sunak announced on Twitter that he wanted to fix the economic crisis and deliver for the country. Britain's former Finance Minister Sunak lost to Truss in the race to become the Prime Minister in September this year after the Conservative Party membership voted by post in the final runoff in favour of Truss. Amid the economic and political crisis, Truss announced her resignation on Thursday. So far, she will be the shortest-serving Prime Minister of the country with a tenure of just 45 days.
A Russian fighter plane on Sunday crashed into a building in the Irkutsk city of Siberia, wherein the 2 pilots were killed. However, there are no reports of any other casualties in the incident. The warplane, a Sukhoi Su-30 fighter, was on a test flight according to the government, while it came down on a residential building in the Siberian city. It is for the second time in less than a week in which a Russian fighter plane has crashed in a residential area. Chinese President Xi Jinping unveiled a new leadership team on Sunday dominated by his allies in the Politburo Standing Committee as he entered his president-raking third term. Xi was again elected as General Secretary of the ruling Communist Party at the first plenary session of the 20th CPC Central Committee today, which also elected the new 24-member Politburo and 7 members of its Standing Committee. With this, Xi further consolidated his power as he crushed the party factionalism, removing 4 out of 7 members of the previous Standing Committee. A report from a Beijing correspondent.
A day after China wrapped up its top political meeting, the Party Congress, President Xi Jinping walked into Beijing's Great Hall of People, followed by members of the Communist Party's new Politburo Standing Committee in descending ranking order. Shanghai Party Chief Li Qiang was the first member behind Xi to walk into a hall packed with journalists, confirming his second-in-command in hierarchy and signaling that he will become the country's next premier. Other 5 members have also been close associates of Xi. For the first time in a quarter century, there will be no women in the Politburo after the retirement of its sole female member, Sun Chunlan, a vice premier and China's top pandemic handler. Some of the current leaders were dropped, including Premier Li Keqiang, while the just-ended Congress set out top officials and she as head of the party and military. Some government positions will be confirmed in March at the National People's Congress, China's rubber stamp parliament. She will renew his presidency for a third term after he ditched a two-term limit from China's constitution in 2018, opening the door for him to rule for life. Anshman Mishra for World News, All India Radio, Beijing.
The main opposition Bangladesh Nationalist Party BNP held a rally in the divisional town of Khulna on Saturday demanding the establishment of a caretaker government during the next general elections scheduled to be held by the end of next year. The rally was part of similar rallies planned by the BNP to be held across divisional towns of Bangladesh over the next few months, protesting against price rise, killing of BNP activists during protests and demanding the release of its president and former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia. Speaking at the largely attended rally at Khulna, BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir said that free and fair election can't be held unless the incumbent government resigns and the election is conducted by an impartial caretaker government. He challenged the ruling Awami League that it will not win even 10 seats if free and fair elections are held in the country. BNP has announced that it will hold its next divisional rally in Barisal on 5th November.
The UNICEF has warned that health facilities are reporting alarming levels of severe acute malnutrition among children in the aftermath of the devastating floods in Pakistan. According to a UNICEF statement, more than 1 in 9 children under 5 admitted to health facilities in flood-affected areas of Sindh and Balochistan were found to be suffering from severe acute malnutrition. Indian shooter Swapnil Kusale won India's third Paris 2024 Olympics quota place at the ongoing ISSF World Championship in Cairo, Egypt yesterday. It was Kusale's fourth place finish in the men's 50-meter rifle 3 positions event that earned him the quota. Kusale, who shot a qualification score of 593 to qualify for the 8-shooter final at the second spot, was in contention for the gold medal match too, but a low 8.2 in his final shot in the 8 series in the final denied him a medal. He is also an ISSF World Cup gold medalist.
First birthday greetings from King Charles III and Queen Consort Camilla delivered to those celebrating 100th and 105th birthday across UK. The first birthday cards from King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla have been delivered to those celebrating their 100th and 105th birthdays in United Kingdom. Now let us take a look at the major developments around the world as reported in the foreign press. The Washington Post observes that Rishi Sunak officially joins race to be UK Prime Minister. The Financial Times, in a lead item, says Xi Jinping unveils loyalist leadership team to cement consolidation of power. The Guardian writes Nigeria flooding and US blows hot and cold. The Wall Street Journal reports that China's Xi Jinping claims third term as Communist Party leader. The Asahi Shimbun says battle heats up over menu for 2023 G7 summit in Hiroshima.
And now a quick look at the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi participates in Deepavali Deepotsav at Ayodhya. Says Ayodhya is a reflection of our culture and showcases India's might. Prime Minister says Lord Ram is the symbol of Indian spirit which believes our rights are self-evident by our duties. India beat arch-rival Pakistan by 4 wickets in a nail-biting finish in World Cup T20 at Melbourne. Home Minister, Defence Minister and Sports Minister congratulate the team. ISRO successfully launches LV-M3-M2, the first dedicated commercial mission to place all 36 satellites into the intended orbits. Rishi Sunak confirms to run for next Prime Minister of Britain. Russian fighter plane crashes in Irkutsk, Siberia, crew dies. And now, before we end, let us listen to Mahatma Gandhi's favorite bhajan, Vaishnava Jan, by artists from Kenya. And with that, we end this bulletin. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.